Did you read through all of them?
I read through most of them.
They're an absolute mess.
They're all over the place.
Speaking of all over
And
the place, hello and welcome to this week's episode of Pit Against a Live Flesh About College Show. I'm William Table and Legs, joined by my constant co-host Kevin Smurph. Kevin, what's up?
what's up?
Pit Against is a live call-in show. If you'd like to be live on air talking to us about your hot take, join the Pit Against Discord by clicking on the link that's in the description. Then join the waiting room channel. Put your take in the topics text channel. If you like your take, we'll pull you on air for a mic check, and then we'll pull you in for a mic check and then put you on air. If you would rather, you can also put your take in the topics text channel, in the stream chat, or in the comments for me to bring up if you can't make it on. Kevin, how are you actually doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Just kind of chilling, playing armories. Starting to. We got PQ starting
PQ
this
prep.
weekend.
It's coming up.
Yep. World's prep,
World's
all that stuff.
prep.
So, yeah, that kind of stuff.
That stuff. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for PQs. I'm excited to see, I think people are starting to get an idea for what the meta looks like for PQs, or at least, what decks are good into what, which, it felt very nebulous there for a while. So it's kind of cool to see it all solidify, and that none of the decks that I want to play are top tier per par.
As per usual.
And everyone else listening, it is also true for you. So, Kevin, we don't currently have any callers. Unless you see one I don't.
No, I do not.
So this is an interesting thing where I get to talk about me. I made a Bluesky post the other day that said something so simple as ratio me, no period. What is your hashtag FabTCG hot take? Also no punctuation. It caught wind. It caught everything. It caught the attention. It caught COVID. It caught all of Bluesky Flesh and Blood, and it got if to be ratioed in some definitions are to get more reposts and comments than likes, to imply that your take is bad or your tweet is bad or whatever, in the fact that people don't like it, they would rather talk about it. That exactly happened. I was completely ratioed by Flesh and Blood.
You did get ratioed.
Yeah, Bluesky, which is exactly what I asked them to do. And of that, I got 29 likes. Good start. 3 quote tweets. One of them was me, as I followed up on it. And then 59 comments. And if I'm not mistaken, the 59 comments are, I think it's all encompassing. It's not, oh no, it is. It's 59 comments on the post. That does not include the threads that show up under the comments.
Correct.
Dear Lord. Several hundred comments. Several hours of humanity were wasted responding to this ratioing me. So, we're just going to go down the list until somebody wants to be on air. We'll start with the first one. And I don't know how these are ordered. I think they're ordered by the amount of likes they get. Should I start at the bottom or the top? Most likes or least likes?
Most.
We'll start at the top. Lupine Fiasco. You may have heard of him. Flesh and Blood, I guess streamer now. A 40 health hero shouldn't have access to Storm Striders. We're gonna blitz through these. I'm gonna give them rapid fire to Kevin, and me and him are gonna talk about it. Mostly him, because I've been talking a lot in the comments. My response to a 40 health hero shouldn't have access to Storm Strider was a chili pepper emoji, because I didn't want to touch that one yet. Your thoughts on Verdance? I guess.
She's fine. You can have hours wasted is relative, correct?
Oh, true.
I think the thing that people don't like, the problem, Verdance was never a problem until she was just the best deck.
Okay.
Nobody cared.
She is the best deck
about
right
Verdance. It didn't matter.
True.
We're not doing anything here with this.
It's like saying
it's entirely dependent. Like Icelander could have been 36 health with. They could have printed Icelander at 36 health in Everfest, and it wouldn't have mattered. She'd have been terrible.
true, because she didn't have the support of all the other cards in her deck, and the deck was also not figured out.
Yeah, because it didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Like, and it didn't have hypothermia.
Didn't have hypothermia. Didn't have Aether Ice.
Like,
did have Wounded Pull.
or any of the Ice Wizard spells. Like,
Find
I understand the point he's trying to make, because then he went and continued on to make another salty post about it. But
he got a lot of comments. He gets a lot of likes on a lot of comments. People like him.
He sure did. But no, like it's dependent on the stuff around it, and I understand, because since Verdance was released. Do you want to fix your camera?
I thought I fixed it the other day, where I set it to where it wouldn't. Look at my face. Look right here. There we go. Jeez, there. My eyes are up here. I
mean, it's like, when it's the best deck, yeah, Stormstriders looks busted, and it's not because of. Yeah.
Here's my point.
What?
Here's my point. Is this is kind of meta and arguing the point by not arguing the point, which is Stormstriders came out with Kano, who had 30 health.
Yeah.
And the idea with Stormstriders was you gain an extra turn. That's part of the reason he's at 30 health.
Yes.
And then they came out with Icelander. She had more health, but she had less kill you all at once.
Yes.
And then they came out with Verdance, who has even less of that.
So much less.
So, I mean, it's kind of, you get an extra turn, you get an extra action point at the cost of a resource, but that's like part of the class, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Earth, everything was turned down in terms of like explosiveness. And they separated Earth and Lightning appropriately, mostly appropriately.
Yes.
And then they just tried to make an Earth Wizard, which means you have Stormstriders.
I guess I didn't actually finish my argument. So it was like, if they made Stormstriders with Kano in mind, well, then they knew Stormstriders was a thing when they made Verdance, and they were building, they were understanding that and building the deck with that in mind. So it's like
they also built Verdance in a Mistveil internal meta.
Yes, yeah, like, they knew it was going to be a strong meta.
Mistveil leaves, the best Rosetta hero leaves in Aurora.
Books were banned.
And then all the books are banned. Yeah, Verdance is going to look good because she's a 40 health hero that does... And it's not that she's a 40 health hero. It's that she's a hero that does the best numbers consistently in the format, has a health total needed to still be competitive, because Verdance could probably be at 36 and still be fine right now, but she was at 40 before, and it didn't matter.
That's what I was going to say, is does Verdance just kill people already at 12 health? Yeah.
Maybe not 12, but
4 easy.
I understand your
5 easy though.
I understand your point here.
Killing me at 12. Actually, wait.
Oh, you mean while she's still at 12?
Yeah, she's at 12.
Maybe.
Maybe. It happens.
Yeah.
It's definitely happening. I mean, every point in Flesh and Blood matters, but like maybe 4 points don't matter against Verdance.
I mean, I think it's just the meta that she's found herself in.
Sure.
Like, I don't think it's anything like really crazy. Like,
if KO was the deck that was coming out on top, then it would be Scabskins, right? Which I think gets brought up later.
That would be the complaint.
But not right now. Ellie Bird. You've heard of Ellie Bird.
Yeah.
Caster extraordinaire. I would like the Earth heroes to have less of a stranglehold. Wait, we just had this one on the metagame. SUP is a really fun and exciting set, but none of the heroes in this set have even a remote chance of beating Verdance. Wait, we did just have this one. Similar vein. Quite disappointed that none of the Guardians can hang after 2 sets in an Armory deck.
I mean, I agree. I think Guardian is a little lackluster. Even Pleiades numbers are a little bit capped on what she can do by her auras. I think it's pretty telling that they didn't give Lyeth a weapon.
I think that they're slow rolling these heroes in the sense that there's much more to
could
come.
be.
Is what I think.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we saw that with Prism, right?
Maybe they're all getting the quote-unquote Betsy treatment. She wasn't supposed to be a hero that everyone loves. They didn't give her a weapon. So this, I just now read the second that Ellie tweeted a lot and had a lot of conversation with people. And as a part of that, they responded to their own post by finishing the statement of them not being able to hang also comes from the fact that I don't really feel like Flesh and Blood is about as much making 25 good decisions over a 55-minute game anymore as it is about drawing the right cards early. Even defensive decks have a did I draw any decomposers and fellings problem. That's
fair.
This is a point that I think I've made or definitely people have made about how Flesh and Blood is kind of moving towards a power card kind of game, right? And if you draw your power cards, your deck is a lot more powerful than if it didn't. You can always gum up what your opponent's doing or your opponent like completely bricks. Like there's always like, ways to win even if you don't draw your power cards. They did draw their power cards, but it is a lot harder to do. I think it just adds into how Flesh and Blood is trying to be slightly more variants than two Oldham mirrors. Which is a different kind of awful. And I don't think this format is awful at all. You know what I thought was the most interesting thing was I was listening to the Runaways podcast because nothing like a podcast bringing up another podcast. And Cody was talking about how he was watching the Japanese calling that happened recently. And he was having a blast. Every moment of every turn was awesome to watch. Games felt like they were swinging back and forth, and I'm sure that's quite stressful for the players. And some people don't like the swinging. Yeah. And people don't like I can see why people don't like the swinginess nature of the games, especially if you're playing for like money. But
sure,
it makes for a good product. It also feels fun to play at a more casual level, while still being Flesh and Blood, the most competitive TCG on the market. I feel like we're in a great spot, personally. Maybe some of the decks are a little too power card focused, but like, I don't think it takes too much to reel them back, right?
I think they are. The thing is, they've slowed it down to where like the variance starts evening out a bit.
Okay.
Where you're going to see the majority of your power cards.
You're going to see like 20.
The power cards are not Art of War.
Yeah.
The power cards are Codex of Frailty, which is a good card. It's a strong card. But it doesn't just end the game on the spot where your opponent doesn't get to see their power cards. Now, so like you'll have variance in turn cycles, but we definitely have less variance in the way games feel, which can lead to them feeling like same-ish.
Sure.
But
which is actually funny because that's what they're arguing is that the games don't feel same-ish. They feel, like someone draws the nuts and that person wins.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
I think it kind of feels like how it did when I first started playing Flesh and Blood and I didn't know what I was doing, where it's like there's a lot of back and forth and then I lose because all three of my crippling crushes are on the actual bottom 10 cards.
The literal
bottom 10 cards of the deck. I saw 50 cards and I didn't see but one of them, and I had to block that turn because I was at 5. Like, that's
at that point, like, okay.
Yeah. At that point, you're just like, well, card games. That's why I'm not playing chess right now.
Yeah, that's card games.
Yeah. And I think that's fine.
Yes.
And I think that's what's happening right now, too. Like, I'm still seeing... Also, like, I'm playing Assassin right now. My deck's all Majestics. Every hand I draw is mathematically required to have power cards in it.
Is 2 power cards.
Like, wow, look at this. This is a hand of all power cards. Oh, wow, another hand of all power cards. Every hand's Majestics. No, I think it's...
What do you know?
It's a little different when it's Verdansk, or maybe even Florian, where they draw Fellings or Plow Unders, or like the Crippling Crushes from before, where it's like that's the big cards in your deck.
You have 6 to 10 power cards rather than Assassin's 30 Majestics.
Exactly. 30 Majestics. And I drew...
Which
red shred at the correct time, and that felt like a Majestic.
Yes. Yes.
So
like
I don't
fully agree.
I don't fully agree, but what I think I do agree with is it feels weird coming out with 2 Brutes and 2 Guardians in this draft format, and it doesn't feel like any of them are quite playable enough.
I don't know if I fully agree that none of them are playable.
I've definitely found one to be, 2 of them, 3 of them to be extremely fun.
Yes. All of the decks are like interesting and like more interesting than I gave them credit for. But I think we're still just under the Gravy limit.
Under Gravy's thumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gravy's bony
he's got
thumb.
Yeah. Which like is what we expected, or like what I thought it would be before. So like I think that's just them they released a Brute Guardian class that is not based around action points for the Brutes, which means they're going to struggle into Gravy Bones because he's an ally-based deck that doesn't have Phantasm. Because if that's Dromai, this is a different question.
I can't wait for a year from now on Gravy to where we have a better grasp of like what his foils are, because I still feel like I don't fully understand. It just feels like head jabs are like, is that like, and even then
people are
like,
playing outed.
Weird.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Maybe I should be running Midas Touch. Actually, you shouldn't, because then you give them $1 billion gold, and then they just get
you actually don't want to give them gold.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next question. I like that question. I like the take. I shouldn't call them questions. I like the take a lot, but I don't fully agree with it. But that's the point of the hot take is, you exaggerate yourself a bit. Scott, Howling Mines. We're getting more casters involved. Just because you play a play pattern or a specific card doesn't make it good for the game.
Just because you like
enjoy one. Yeah.
Yes. Fully agree.
My response was like Big Bop.
As you do, you insert a little sarcasm when you already fully agree.
It's not that it's bad for the game; it's bad.
Yep. No, I 100% agree.
I think he's just
like
talking
all
about
the Art of War enjoyers.
Art of War.
Also Bonds of Agony. Yes. Arclight Sentinel.
Probably.
Yes.
Ban that card.
At some point, I think it should be banned.
Chum.
In all honesty, Chum. Maybe less so. I haven't heard anyone complain about Chum since the Tipple ban.
I still complain about Chum because Mara played.
I haven't.
I attacked it with a freaking CNC or something, and then Mara played the
Fearless Confrontation. That's not a Chum problem.
If Chum wasn't there,
you had every ability to just send that CNC at face. Am I wrong?
There's a lot of context missing. However, that's 100% true.
Okay.
Yeah, Gravy's. I don't know.
Gravy is still a powerful deck.
It's still a very powerful deck.
Chum is still a very powerful ally, and if they had chosen to go make him legendary keyworded, I would be okay with that. And I think he's not as powerful as ALS.
To be fair about the complaints,
in some ways,
I did end up winning that game, so it's like,
okay,
yeah, but still,
okay,
yeah, but still,
yeah, but I had to send a CNC at the Chum, and it got Fearless Confrontation.
I had to send a second one at him. Well, maybe not a CNC. It was something big, or it was probably, I don't remember. Just because you enjoy a play pattern doesn't make it good for the game. Well, that's just 100% true, and I also think
the only people who actually disagree with that are the people who, like,
they don't want the game. They don't want what's good for the game. They want what's good for them.
They get actually upset when their cards get banned and when their heroes LL. And these are the people who actually celebrate when other heroes LL.
Yes, which is a little distasteful.
No, they don't want what's, like you said, they don't want what's best for the game.
They don't want what's best for the game. I
these are people
really
who don't.
Yeah.
appreciate the game for the game.
I also really enjoy the visual of heroes like when they LL they retire, and so they're like on a beach in Honolulu sipping on a golden tipple. Imagine Oldham right now. He's playing shuffleboard on a cruise ship. That sounds awesome.
Christ.
That sounds great, and I love it. And it makes me so happy for him that he's gone.
He has the unlimited booze pass.
He would. So I don't know. I think I miss that Bonds is gone, but that's because I was playing it, and you
enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, people get
but you also acknowledge
the good cards, right? Like people like Art of War because it was powerful and fun to play. I felt like Bonds was the same way for me. It doesn't make it good for the game.
I liked playing Hypothermia in Icelander.
Yeah.
It was not good for the game. It felt really good to resolve because your opponent just lost.
That was one of those cards I didn't appreciate until well after it was banned because I was playing Guardian at the time.
Oh, so it didn't matter against you.
I was just like, yeah, sure. I guess it is upsetting to some people, sure. but it was worse than that. You missed having 9 tipples. Mara also misses having 9 tipples, and Mara didn't play Gravy.
Yeah, she wants the deck that was.
And I feel that. I get it. It's just, LSS know what they're doing. They're good at most of what they're doing. Yeah.
This is just real.
Olin together. Which their Bluesky, I'm going to say their Bluesky tag, which is at irespectwomen.bluesky.social. It's concerning to me they released Gravy Bones as powerful as he was, then proceeded to release 4 heroes in the next set that have 0 chance again to him. We kind of addressed this.
I think by the tipple ban, we know that they didn't test Gravy in this form.
But they probably did test him in the form he is in now, and they were like, "This is
pretty close to this one."
And they were probably like, "This is fine." So
I think it's fine. I think it's, and as well as and even then, even if they didn't test him in this form, and they actually had a weaker form, which Super Slam can play into, which I think actually a couple of the Super Slam heroes can play into Gravy better than people are expecting.
Pleiades,
it's not
just like
great.
2 touches him.
Yeah, Pleiades like just 2 taps him with confidence because that gets around base of the mountain.
Oh, true.
And then
so
I think RKO has
the
some
funny
interesting
thing. That's the really funny thing is they print base of the mountain, and then the next set they print confidence token. It's just like
that just says this also doesn't.
What are we doing?
This also doesn't work.
That's so funny.
So I think Pleiades probably has more play than people are thinking, as well as I think RKO has more play than people are thinking, because RKO can just kind of. It's so silly. It's going to be my chill deck to go to for a while.
It's actually so much fun. All right. We'll move on to the next one. 0 to 60.
I disagree with the take that Olin had.
Sure. I think it's fine if they know what they're doing and that's the format that they want. And I think there's a lot of play in this format, so I'm okay with it. Not every hero needs to come out even in C tier, in my opinion. RKO was so much fun. Yes, Charlie. 0 to 60
I do think heroes benefit from coming out in a playable state in their 0.5x LL range.
That's a good point. That actually is a good point. I'm going to not think about it more. 0 to 60 said, Tough Nut isn't the first 3 intellect hero.
Oh, they said Bolton.
Bolton was. It's funny because like if you leave it like that, someone might think Data Doll, but no, Data Doll is actually like a 10 intellect hero when she just plays a million items off the top.
They've made Data Doll a 10 intellect hero.
She's so good.
She was not before Bright Lights.
Yeah, she
and then she got another boost when she got Cerebellum Processor.
She got a card band. She got
Hadron Collider.
Hadron Collider band. Yeah.
Which sure, that's just raw power you rip off the top for nothing. I'm okay with that ban.
That being said, I've lost to a Bolton in the last week. It was upsetting. I think it was maybe the first time I've lost a Bolton in the last 4 years. And dude, they did a 2-card hand of Celestial Cataclysm into the new Battlefield Bacon. and
Yep.
it was like 1,000,000,000 damage, and I died.
Yeah, it's a 2-card 13.
I haven't lost since. I played it 3 more times.
It's a 2-card 13 that required them to sacrifice 3 cards earlier.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually sacrifice them because it was what, Soul Shields and Saving Graces that you actually play on raid and get the soul?
In this particular game, they were scared of the on-hits, so it was play all the D-Racks, and then when I accidentally let them keep 2 cards in their hand, that was the 2 cards, right?
They kind of slapped you around.
There is also like a merit where like if you every time you put a card to soul, you get one of those buffs, like a quicken token or a courage token, and every time you put a card to soul, it like gives that one card that I don't know off the top of my head +1, because there's one that just gives things +1. I forgot what it's called.
Beacon of Victory?
Yeah. I don't remember.
That's +1 for every card you banish.
No. There's like a rare or a common from Dusk Till Dawn that's like if you put in soul a yellow card, it gets +1.
Oh, Beaming Bravado.
Yeah, you could just play that as like a 0 for 4. It's like very playable.
I mean, you play that as like a 0 for 7 that's soul neutral because you soul a yellow and swing Raiden.
Yeah. But I mean,
no,
like
it's like the
other
thing
ways
that
to put
Bolton
things
has to do
without losing all the value of discarding a card.
Yes, that's like the thing for Bolton that he's never overcome, even with the Soul Shields and the Saving Graces, which Battlefield Beacon doesn't fix.
Mm-hmm.
There is like this club of 3 intellect asterisk heroes in Bolton, Vincent. Datadol, and Tough Nut.
Yeah, we got a couple, and they function.
Which
Vincent's playable.
Like, none of them are
probably playable.
Actually, 3 intellect heroes. They're just deck building restrictions.
Yes, 2 of them are on paper, and it's
2 of them have a printed 3 intellect.
Yeah,
2 of them are play pattern restricted.
We talked a lot about something that's not. I mean, I guess this is a hot take saying Bolton's a 3 intellect hero. I think it's a little more. I think it wasn't a hot take previously because everyone just called him that, and now it's like, well, Bolton like has game as in what he is a warrior, which means he's like an aggro deck that beats on decks that want to block with certain cards. I don't know. Warrior has its own problems. Next one. Here's Taylor Morrow. Hero specific bans would be just fine. An armory decks should be a deck box with dice.
I still would be okay if they did hero specific bans. I think the player base would deal with it. I'm okay with them not doing them for all the reasons that you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing for them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be opposed to them for the competitive health of the game.
I'm not gonna say it out loud that I would be okay with it if you gave me a week, because I would. However, I just think it's so messy, and new players, you just want an easy way to put them into the game. Already talking to some new players who've never played card games before, and you're like, actually, that card in your armory deck is banned. You can't play it unless you play your raw armory deck in some casual, like at your armory. But it's like, I don't like hero specific bans. We've talked about it before. They're probably fine. It's just like it just gets so messy. Maybe with their new, that's it. They updated their new website, so they have a new clean way to like very easily look at hero specific bans. You can go in and click on your hero, and it tells you what's banned in them or something. I don't freaking know.
Looking at that event locator, I don't know about that.
And they'll get to it. If I had to assume, I think the website update is probably more of a back end thing than a UI thing. But it's all at the same time.
I assume.
Yeah.
But
and so if that's the case, then they probably have a lot of room for growth. Armory decks should be a deck box with dice. Any single deck box that I've ever gotten with cards in them are garbage, and you throw it away immediately. It is already a box that technically can hold cards. It is fine the way it is for a deck box.
None of the armory deck packagings will do that, though.
Dice would be neat, but what Flesh and Blood needs is a way to track resources and -1 counters on equipment. They already put -1 counters in the deck box in the form of a token.
They do put those,
and
typically.
I think if they just put in a single token of some kind, actually, I think it would be kind of
one of those one of the square resources that's one on one side and two on the other.
Dude, what if they actually like Pokemon used to hand out a ton of coins.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like super collectible. If you put in
Yep.
one of those coins in the deck, like if they worked with Metal Fab or something like that, and just put in a resource counter in it, that would be sick.
It's got to be plastic.
It probably
It'd have
is
to be plastic.
No, it would have to be plastic, wouldn't it? It's just like so expensive to
Yep.
do something like that. Like it's more expensive than you think. Like the deck boxes could easily go up like $10 or more.
It would be lovely if they could do that, but
Mhm.
I don't know that they can.
If they put in a literal, like if on the sheet that they give you of -1 counters and other things of just a bunch of tiny tokens, if one of them just had resources on one side, one on one side, two on the other, I think that'd be cool. And it's a minor thing. I think there's other ways to track it. Marina said, I used to ask locals to invite their wives, girlfriends, sisters, etc. to armories. I stopped because I kept hearing she wouldn't be into this. She wouldn't be good at this. I want to hang out with my bros. Seems like men who play TCGs don't want more women playing TCGs. Okay, so to start, I know
Let's
this is a hot
separate
take.
some of those responses.
Yes. To start, I know this is a hot take. So the point is to be
Sure.
dramatic. And
Yeah.
also, that's the main one.
So some of those responses, there's two different groups in those responses.
Yeah, they're not all the same
No,
kind of response. They don't all come from the same
they
place.
are not. They do not.
Yeah.
Primarily, she wouldn't be into this.
Mhm.
Usually comes from, I've asked if she wants to try this, or I've like offered to introduce her to it before, and she either tried it and didn't like it, or didn't try it and wasn't interested.
Yeah.
Is
Or other
where
card games and like
or other card games or
know.
whatever. Like that is where my head goes first when that is the response I hear. The other responses, or the second response,
she wouldn't be
don't
good
like-
at this is
that's
a
not a good
terrible
response.
She'd be terrible
I just want to
at
hang
the
out.
game.
Yeah, that's not a. Even if there is no ill intent, that's not how you
That's
should
a
respond.
terrible way to word that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then I just want to hang out with my bros. I don't hate having a personal space that is yours separate from your significant others.
yeah, and I think that's the crux of it because it's of that particular statement. If a person was
Yes.
to say it, because
That is not saying I don't want women in this space. That is saying I want to step out of my home for a second.
sure, I think
And I want a space that is mine.
I think the very interesting thing about these is outside of context and without knowing the person who said it, it's hard
Yes.
to tell what they mean because all of these
Yes.
can be actually bad. Like all of these can
Yes.
be someone literally
yes.
being like, I want to hang out with my bros, meaning I don't want to hang out with women. And that's
Yes. They could be.
that's a
But
that's
when
a-
I say I want to hang, if I were to say I want to go play, like I'm going to go drive and do a testing day with the Roanoke group, and it's me hanging out with the homies, but that's Mara and a bunch of the other.
yeah.
I think Kat. I don't know if Kat and Sophie are driving
I
up
think
or
they're
like.
trying to. Yeah.
Okay, like they're all showing up.
Yeah.
This isn't like me trying to do that. It's like no, I want to go hang out with these people,
Sure. Yeah.
and I don't want to be at home.
Yeah. And
But-
I think all of them can be negative depending on the context, and all of them could be.
They could be.
Probably could be. Well, okay, the second one should just be worded differently, but all of them could
The
be positive
second one,
depending
yes.
on the context because like she wouldn't be into this. Could be I don't want to tell her about it. It could be I know her well enough to know that this isn't the thing that they're into.
yes.
But like it's
I don't know if that second one can ever be positive.
no, the second
but
one's
at the
pretty
very
bad.
least,
I
the very
knew
least, the
she
first and
wouldn't
third
be good
can
at
be
this. Is
like
so mean.
a very adult, can be a reasonable adult thing to say.
Yeah. And
Can be.
I want to give the benefit of the doubt, but I probably just lean towards with all of these the one that seems more likely. Or I just ask more
Sure.
follow-up questions. I'm like, excuse me,
Yeah.
what do you mean
Honestly,
she wouldn't be
yes.
good at this? I'm bad at this.
Yeah.
Flesh and Blood's hard. So
Yeah.
I actually responded with this one with actually a pretty open response about myself, where I was just like, when I started playing Flesh and Blood, I was like, Rachel, you should play this, or at least try it. Let me show it to you. Let me at least practice into you a few times.
Yeah.
And Rachel bought into a Rhinar deck and started buying into a Dorinthia deck. I'm gonna read what I wrote. Rachel's right here beside me. I'm gonna read what I wrote, and then you can.
Is this
correct me if
the
there's anything.
Rhinar v Dory?
No, like this was
classic
before
battles
that.
that you had?
Rachel
Oh.
had a commander deck that is Llanowar, Abomination of Llanowar, and Rachel won a couple of commander games with it and was convinced only ugly characters can be good. So when she saw Rhinar, she was like, if I'm interpreting that. No, it's great. It's great. It's actually great. So she saw Rhinar, she was like, I'm gonna play Rhinar and I'm gonna kill people.
Yep.
And she did a couple of times. It was great. But the response I gave was, my wife came to Armories a lot when we first started playing, and she didn't like the learning curve and eventually stopped coming. Completely fine and understandable. She now comes every once in a while to do crafts and hang out nearby, but not necessarily to play. You also do play UPF on the channel sometimes.
Yeah.
On occasion.
Plays casually.
Is that I'm gonna ask Rachel, how that's not too far off, is it? Like, I'm giving a brief, I have only so many characters to type.
I think it's less the learning curve and the fact that I'm a little too ADHD for this game.
That's also fair. Rachel said she's probably a little too ADHD for this game, which I think is completely fine. I know several people, including like Ridge, have just been like, Ridge had a quote he told me once, and I'm not going to forget this for a while. He was like, sometimes I stare directly at my opponent, and that's because my mind is somewhere else, but he has a really like resting upset face. And he
sure does.
He's just staring directly at his opponent, like just looking them dead in the eyes before he's made blocks, like they're attacking them. And they're like, go to reactions? And he goes, oh, yeah. Actually, I want to block 6. And so, like, I can completely understand if someone's like, I can't sit for 55 minutes and play a card game. Like, I think that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So, that was my response.
Yeah.
Also, I did follow up where I was just like, I can see where some of those takes might be coming from. Like,
Yep.
I
understand why those takes can be bad, and also why these can be reasonable things to say.
Yeah. But
I'm not going to say positive, but
I will say this is also the TCG space.
Yes.
There is an amount of people who are just like, there is an amount of specifically white males who are just like, I don't want to associate with women. And unfortunately, that's in our space. It's something that, to be frank, we need to weed out. And it just takes time, and it just takes, talking to people. So
less in Flesh and Blood.
Mm-hmm. Less in Flesh and Blood than other games, definitely.
Would guess in other games, me not having a ton of experience in other games.
Sure.
But that's something that shouldn't.
Yeah.
If those statements are said in that way for whatever reason, no.
All right. Now we're gonna move into a bunch of really short takes, and I want to blitz them a lot faster because those were the ones where they gave a lot more context to what they were talking about.
Sure.
Too. These are a lot of like just one sentence ones. So I'm gonna say Nora. Yeah. I think the game is a lot more balanced than people think it is. Base, not hot take. Well, I guess it is a hot take. It's not a hot take to me. Belikaz? I'm making it up. You have to come on the air if you want me to say your name correctly and tell me how to say it. Not enough of the LO'd heroes are getting the same name restraints. Not enough of the LL'd heroes are getting same name restraints, leaving lots of cool cards stranded in the legal but unplayable void. What does that
I'm
mean?
not sure.
What does that mean? Not enough of the
Hang
LOD
on.
heroes.
Who is this?
Belacaz, Belacaz. Not enough.
Belacaz. One of the
Belacaz. Not enough of the LOD
same
heroes
name
are getting
retrains.
retrains. Wait, as in we're not getting a chain, so we don't have.
Oh,
chain
we're
specs
yeah,
yet?
we're
Is that
not
what I
getting
mean?
replacement. Yes.
No new chain. That's fine.
So
Have
we
you
don't have a
seen
new
chain
Icelander.
spec?
We don't
What
have
the
a new
frick?
chain. Yeah, I mean, yes. We don't have a new chain. We don't have a new Dromai. We don't have a new Lexi. Sure,
They're
fine.
playable in LL.
But
I don't
also,
know.
these cards are not actually legal, I guess. If it's same name, those cards are technically not legal, but I don't know.
I don't know.
This is just they want Dromai and Icelander back, it feels like.
We're gonna get it. Maybe
Or
someday.
they want Briar. Judging by their picture, they want Briar back to play Force of Nature again.
I love Force of Nature. That card's broken.
That card's pretty sick.
Gut says Fable Rarity Gems should be banned. I think they could be.
I think you just ban all Fableds, or you ban none of them. I don't think you just do the gems.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think that oftentimes I think in a lot of cases the pros outweigh the cons for the Fables, but not by a huge,
Until the
amount.
last two sets, I would fully
Yeah.
agree with you. The
Tipple's
last two
quite
sets have
good.
made it weird.
Tipple's quite good.
Tip-
Authority
Tipple?
is also pretty good.
Riches?
Riches. What did I say? Tipple? I meant Tropple.
Tropple. Yeah.
Triple King.
Yeah. I would agree at this point. These have started to get a little pushed where they're not just niche
give us
playable.
non-foil Fables.
Yeah, or like somewhere non-foil Fableds get reprinted at legendary rarity for some of them.
Oh, that would be sick, actually. A legendary
because
rarity
then-
with an alternate art. That would be great.
Or just a non-foil art.
That'd be great.
Like that would probably be a decent solution that I would be very okay with if they want these to be playable cards in CC, because
I think
Riches is not actually a $700 card. It's not selling at $700. It just got bought out. People just bought all of them until those were the only ones left on G Player.
Yeah. I think we just need more of them. We don't need to ban them. I don't hate it when I don't hate them. I don't play against them, and that's my pain point. Or reflect on a game and be like, well, they pitched Riches here, and that's where I lost the game. Like I don't.
You lost because Light of Soul hit.
Yeah. Well, okay, that one should get banned. You're right. But that one in library. But no, I don't actually hate.
So when you say there should be more of them, you mean they should be more easily available. They should going to be
they should
playable.
print more of them. There should be more accessible to players' hands.
Okay.
Is my thought. Yeah. Next one. CC would be a better format without generics. Next one. I
don't know.
Without generics, it
I
makes
don't know.
draft formats like impossible.
Sure, but CC. I don't know. I think some decks become terrible and unplayable.
I think what it hurts is the decks at the bottom, because they're the ones that don't
Yeah,
have enough.
there's no floor.
There's not enough to string them together in their own cards often.
Bolton's terrible.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. E-Strike?
You want to know who's
Also?
the best deck instantly?
Who?
Prism.
Oh, yeah. Because Prism's not playing any generics.
No, we're playing none.
Yeah. I think I think that's rough. I think you have to start the game fresh. Like, I think it has to be a new game to come up with this idea. And maybe it's a format. Maybe it's like a format that people could do.
It could be, but I think you need like 50 more of each class card.
Yeah, I think you're also gonna need 5 years more of Flesh and Blood before you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bring it back up in 5 years, 100%. They should let bad heroes stay bad. The lazy dog.
That's fine. You can't have this game. Games do not work where you don't have a worst hero and a best hero. Like
what if it's
you cannot make a game that
worst
does
hero forever? I think that's what they're talking about. If Betsy never LLs.
I think if Chain had always been bad, it would have been fine. Not that that's really possible. His card pool would have had to have been terrible.
I think you want these heroes to rotate for the sake of freshness. But that's
they're
even
not
kind of
even
hard to
being
say. But they're not
seen.
even being played. Yeah.
Like, what are you? What is getting refreshed if they LL? Like it's like they're not even released heroes at this point. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So okay, sorry. It doesn't matter for that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these heroes have to become good for us to want to rotate them.
I guess that makes sense.
Should they be made good eventually?
Are B tier heroes need to be rotated eventually?
I mean, they're just naturally going to.
Yeah.
They're good. In my head, B tier heroes good enough to win PQs. They will rotate eventually. It will be slow, but also like nobody's pushing them.
Sure. I feel like all the F tier heroes could become B tier heroes at some point, and then the B tier heroes could rotate at some point. Like, I feel like you could just let them rotate. I'm okay with.
I mean, it's a natural.
I'm okay with bad heroes.
System.
I'm okay with there being bad heroes in the game, like in a meta, and I think that is not only good but expected. But I feel like
so I guess
it would feel better if the bad heroes could eventually become mid heroes at least and do something like that.
Yeah. So I guess is the question here, should they stop printing Riptide specs?
No, I say keep printing Riptide specs.
They've printed like 7 and the heroes in the same spot.
Keep doing it. He's okay. No. When he first came out and where he is right now is a little different. And that is the full stance I'm going to hold.
Is that because he got specs or because High Seas had Redline Ranger cards?
Both. I don't know. He's gonna rotate on his own eventually. I'm okay with him still printing. I think if I was interpreting this as like everyone shut up about giving Betsy a log. She doesn't need a log. Like a weapon.
I mean, that's for flavor. That's not... The log doesn't even need to be good.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. Just give her the log. What the frick?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Or a barrel. Like, I thought it would be funnier if she had a barrel.
So I guess I'll put it this way. Printing cards in the expansion slots for these heroes doesn't stop you from printing cards in the expansion slot for other heroes.
Yeah. Let bad heroes be bad isn't exactly easy to determine what they mean. Yeah, it's very...
I agree.
Well, interestingly, they talked a whole heck of a lot about it in the comments. As they
sure did.
And I did not read all of it, but I appreciate the whatever. All right, we're going to go even faster. Assassin needs a fridge, or else they're going to keep having to keep printing cards with big numbers on them to make people scared. I think the idea is like the cards on the deck need to be good to make up for the fact that the armor doesn't block, and I argue that the equipment is good despite it not blocking.
Yeah, see Prism,
flick knives. Yeah, Prism. Like I feel like
you can have powerful armor that does not block. That's a reasonable trade-off to have. Like
block value is just a lever they can pull on the equipment.
Yes.
Some of the best legendaries don't have block value. One of the best legendaries has 6 block value. I mean, it depends, you know?
Yep.
So, like, in that sense. Also, I do think, like, LSS has talked about how there's a metric for how they kind of do classes that they have. Like, I think they have, like, a sheet that they refer to or something. Like, warriors don't really get AB.
Sure.
Assassins and ninjas don't really get to block with their equipment.
Illusionists are generally more fragile than not. Wizards are going to be more fragile than not. But wizard armor has a lot of innate AB.
Yes, and so in that sense,
they're wizards.
I think that's just one thing I think people complain about a lot is your classes can be defined by certain traits that are both positive and negative.
They can be defined by their flaws. That's fine.
And that's good, and you play around that, and you either work to exploit your strengths or cover your weaknesses. And
yes, as long as every class has flaws.
Yeah, every class should have flaws. Runeblade. Yes. Next one, Jesse Harper. People complain a lot.
They sure freaking do.
That's what the show is. You're gonna have to correct me on the name. Inky.
Enki.
Said
Updated Singapore.
I don't know how to say his name. Another one for the road. I wish they resetted Zin's LL points. I assume he means Zin Tamer Purpose after the Bonds Art War ban to give a chance to what his actual design. To give a chance to what was his actual design to shine a bit longer. Yeah, I can see that because they did reset the LO points on actual Zins.
Yeah.
LO points and Blitz.
Yeah.
I think CC is just such a larger part of the game that it disrupts so much more of the player base and the game to reset his LO points.
I think he would have been... I think it was fine. I don't...
It do kind of suck, but you know what else? He's in LL. I know people...
Yeah, he's in LL and playable.
He's in LL,
but it's also not in the form that they... It's
True.
in a weird form.
True.
But also, like, the full bonds setup wasn't what they wanted. Like,
he's in MST Constructed. Just go back and play MST Block.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I understand the idea, but I think there wasn't a ton to like show off. It felt like it didn't feel like a lot. It didn't feel like anything moved when he LL'd.
Yeah. I think just the idea is, I don't know, maybe like what people wanted to see was more of a mystic. I think a lot of people said this, like more of a mystic focus to the three heroes, whereas they felt like they were more centered around their hero text.
Sure.
In their Majestics than like the mystic talent, which is kind of.
I mean, true. Yeah, you put the stupid thing on the helmet. Yeah. Like you made Traverse.
It's
like
really funny. That's mystic. It says draw a card.
It says tutor your best blue.
Yeah.
And in Zen it says tutor your best card and make a tiger.
Well, they also made a second one, which was a second tweet. There will be no more untalented sets moving forward, as talentless heroes have too many constraints for LSS to print. Innovative and strong heroes without getting the get out of jail free talents, without the get out of jail free card talents breaking the class identity. Basically, like.
So reading this again.
Yeah.
There will be no more untalented sets moving forward, as talentless heroes have too many constraints.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the main
So
part.
every class or every set from here on is going to be talented, is what they're saying.
I think this probably also says or has dual class cards, right? Like
it has pirate the way High Seas was. Same thing. That's functionally the same thing.
Yeah.
Separating, because you're saying with dual class that it's like heavy hitters where everything has.
Yeah.
There are both warrior, guardian, and warrior brute cards, and then for
outsiders, hunted.
Outsiders had dual class shared across assassin, I believe, was the common.
Yeah.
The common class, but Ranger Ninja didn't share any. But then Rosetta was a square, as was Super Slam.
And then Hunted was like...
Hunted was a triangle.
Hunted was a triangle, yeah. It was a star. It was like 6-pointed because you had...
Yeah, it was 6-pointed.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I think they're going to print untalented sets, but I think they're more likely to do it the way you said, where there are dual class cards, because that just makes the limited portion of the game much smoother. As we have found out over the years, like the stuff where there wasn't a bridge to like Icelander being solo in Uprising just was so detrimental. Could be so detrimental to the format. There were so few Draconic cards to actually bridge Phi and Dromite, and they were very insular by themselves. I think Tails was one of the like first formats that actually showed off what you could do with like dual class, quote
Tails
unquote.
was kind of sick because it was actually
and it still had 5 class cards, like 5 Runeblade, Ranger, or Guardian cards in the pack.
Yeah. Tails was neat because it felt like you could play like basically 5 or 6 heroes in the draft.
Yeah,
which was kind of cool.
Yep. Probably 5. But I think they have to have some sort of, if they want limited to be a focus, which is really interesting that they built Super Slam the way they did in terms of the way the commons are distributed, because also there's no solo, the same thing that they did in Rosetta, there's no commons that are only playable in one hero legally.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Which
I liked
is very interesting. But I mean, I think functionally they can't do sets the way they did Monarch. That's just not healthy for the game, where there's 7 cards that are linked to a singular class. It's just, it doesn't work. If they want limited to be a focus, which they want limited to be a focus.
Yeah.
Clark,
I think,
you're 100% right.
Yeah, I think the focus of this tweet was more on heroes as they come out of limited and are just in CC basically.
Yeah.
I think there's also the thing of I think we've talked about this before, where it's like illusionist can't have a mono illusionist hero. Probably
not currently,
because it's like, if you made it to where that deck is viable, it's insane, and then it ruins all the other illusionists like kind of forever.
You would need to make the weapon a specialization.
Yeah, like it's almost like it's almost like in that
it
class
has
you
to
need
be
each
able
of the heroes
to
to be individual heroes,
yes,
as opposed to part of a class.
It still ends up being so segregated from the other illusionists when you make that weapon a specialization, because it starts using the cards that no other illusionist wants, because it's using them in different ways, because it has to, because that's the only way you make a generic illusionist.
And it's kind of interesting, like for like Victor plays wildly different cards than Bravo does. Like they might actually just only share like 6 cards in a deck in certain lists. Like it depends, but like it could
probably
be
closer to 12. But yes,
but even still, 12 is not that many for
that's
both
low.
Being generic.
That's
guardians.
Very low.
Yeah, and so in that sense, I feel like a lot of heroes are like siloed to themselves.
Heroes already are. Like,
all right, now we're gonna get to the actual lightning round, where it's more of a yes no than anything else.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna read them, and I'm gonna let you respond to them. Bonds of Agony did nothing wrong.
No.
Actually, that was 3 Rabbles taught. Nerdcore. Unconditional 4-block D-reacts are not great for the game and continue to limit design space.
No, not inherently.
Taylor Morrow. Again, another thing I thought about is that we need a symbol for arcane damage.
Yes.
I agree. I also think I agree. I added fabtcg.com because I was like, guys, this sounds great.
Yeah.
Charlie, who's in chat, board state heroes are get more hatred than they deserve.
Yes.
Isaiah Hendricks, Dromai doesn't need to come back.
Dromai as she was printed does not need to come back.
True. I think the name Dromai has to come back in one way or another.
The name Dromai will come back.
Kaiju, I think if Arachne votes, their vote should count for at least 7 votes. I think it's actually more like 160, because I think the concept is there's almost infinite number of Arachnes. Pitch It To Me podcast. Talents should be removed from the game. They did a pod on this.
No.
Talents are classes, in my opinion. Gut, again. Jarl should only be an Ice Guardian. He is.
Yes.
Croony Moons. Living Legend will eventually become the most popular competitive format. Is Modern Magic's most popular competitive format?
No. Commander is.
Competitive.
Competitive? Probably. I definitely hear more about people playing Modern at all the stores I'm at than Standard or Legacy. Or
Draconic
Pioneer.
Illusionist needs to come back? Probably.
Yeah, Draconic Illusionist needs to come back in some form. Yeah, they've been dropping the ball on lore since Dynasty.
Smithel, a lot of people's complaints with current aspects of the game could be fixed with hero-specific bans.
No.
I don't think
Absolutely
so.
not.
I think they just continue to complain. Kevin Breyer, the best majestic cards are The best majestic cards are too powerful. There is no real decision to be made when you're building an Earth hero because of felling.
I like the example he ends up giving of felling as a 3-for-6 or a 3-for-9.
Those are cool ideas.
A felling as a 3-for-6 where you bottom the card for the decompose effect, or a 3-for-6 that gets +3 for the decompose effect. I think you probably just end up running both of those in reality, because that's
already
a 2-card
run
9.
Both of those anyways.
Yeah, you're already running tilling as an 8.
Yeah.
But I understand the point, and I think there's a world where they bring both legendary equipment and majestics down, but you need to bring both of those down.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
There still has to be a distinct step between rare and majestic.
Yeah.
I think.
And not super rare.
Yeah, I don't know where super rare goes. But I would be okay if that whole top end was powered down a little bit.
My coworker Corrigan said, who's been playing Flesh and Blood for 2 weeks-ish. For too long, we've labored under the yoke of powerful and expensive old generics like Tunic C and C and E-Strike. Fab should implement rotation.
No. They should reprint more of those. That's it.
I responded to him with, bye-bye, back to Magic with you. Bye-bye. World of Raycraft says, digital Fab with proper Hearthstone Arena-style client would be good.
Depends on implementation.
Depends on who's doing it. Depends on motivations.
Does LSS run enough of it to not be shit?
Yeah.
Or does LSS have enough people to run it for it to not be shit?
Yeah, that also. Both of them, really. So,
yes.
I'm just not interested in it. Talishar does its job. I kind of want Talishar to be crappy. I think if Talishar was good, there are weeks that I would be like, I don't feel like going to Armory, and I don't want that to happen. Where I'm just like not like
potentially.
I'm not feeling.
If Talishar had a ladder,
that would be a problem.
It would actually be bad for armories, I think.
Jimmy says ban Rise Above.
Go for it. It won't change a thing in the game.
Jeff Klusterman. Block cards should be statted as yellow 5 blocks. Captain of the Guard should have blocked 3. Assassin needs another hand disruption card with reasonable stats. This man just wants cards printed for him. Yeah, they are.
See what Clark said in chat.
I put Chaos Assassin is getting 1/3 of a disruption card with, normal stats.
It's a third and another third, so it's like 4/9.
Yeah. Sure.
A third of the time they have an arsenal.
Yeah. Wow. All right. I didn't even. It took me a second to do the math in my head. I was like, 4. Yeah. Okay, we got there. All right. 0 to 60 again. Bonds wasn't a problem. Putting Go Again on Heroes is. No, Bonds is a problem. There's Mario lists that are just like I'm attempting to resolve Bonds 9 times in a game, and that's silly.
Is a problem, but we don't really see it until we see Go Again printed on Heroes again. Mm-hmm. And that was what put it over the edge, on top of Mistveil had finished rotating, so New being able to give it Go Again with Hiss or Shoes wasn't there anymore. But also that didn't matter in Zen, Enigma, Aurora meta.
Yeah.
So then we get limited by innate Go Again with Slippy, and it's like, okay, no.
So he had a second part, which I want you to answer yes or no. LSS cannot design a warrior which is competitive.
I disagree.
It's funny because I responded with, yeah, they can. They just need to put Go Again on a warrior. And Ellie Bird responded with, yeah, wait.
Wait.
Yeah, they should try that. Wait.
I think Fang is competitive.
Yeah, I think so too.
And basically has Go Again on his warrior.
True, yes. Gut says there should be evergreen versions of all heroes. That way, when your favorite hero LLs, they aren't stuck playing the hero you don't like or putting the game down.
Play at your kitchen table.
Very dramatic. Play at the kitchen table. Play LL.
I have played. I think I've literally brought my Icelander deck to events and played Icelander versus Dromai with Mara a couple times before LL was a format because we just wanted to play the matchup again.
Sure, yeah, it's fun. Play kitchen table. Play before your armory. Play after your armory.
I think we literally did that.
Gut for the 5th time tonight. There should be no generic cards format. We already talked about that. Alexandria reviled transgender antichrist. Puffin is criminally underrated, and her card prices are going to spike in the second half of October. That's very specific.
I think that means at the end of PQ season, or towards the end of PQ season, when people have been getting wins with Puffin, and I don't think they will get wins with Puffin. I think Florian will dumpster them. Yeah,
Florian's good.
I think Puffin is is generally rated about where she should be.
Tommy, Fresh and Buds. He's a fresh bud. LSS should implement a life total errata system for post-print balancing.
If this was a digital card game, sure. That's a great way to balance heroes.
Yeah.
This is not a digital card game. I don't like it.
I hate erratas.
Erratas are infinitely worse than hero-specific bans.
Red. Creating an accurate tier list in Flesh and Blood is a fool's errand.
Sure. Objectively accurate, yes. You cannot collect enough data as an individual to make an objectively accurate tier list. If we're talking about the generic tier list.
Dragvin. Decks that function with allies will forever be an Ouroboros situation where they're too powerful, so tech cards need to be printed consistently. That and CYB should be unbanned. If the argument is, oh, well, it's CYB Gauntlet for testing, why is there no allied deck Gauntlet?
Because the ally decks can rotate.
True.
They can LL.
Also, CYB was generic.
Even compounding it more so.
Yeah.
The ally deck Gauntlet is one deck. Or 2 decks. It's not 8 decks with CY.
Yeah.
No.
I think this person just secretly wants CYB in their...
They just want to play CYB Betsy.
No. Well, maybe. I was thinking the other Guardian. Wyatt, yes.
5 intellect CYB?
Jumbo Chihuahua, Tough Nut is secretly S tier.
No.
I don't think it would be.
He's probably better than people think. He's probably better than most people think, and he's probably worse than the people playing him think.
True. Nat, Katsu can get yellow bonds and still not be problematic. False. Next. Creamy Supreme, Light of Soul is cuttable. And I said, in Bolton, ? And he gave me a smiley face emoji.
If you can't afford it, don't play it. It's fine.
Heck yeah.
It matters that you just put another Yellow Herald in all honesty.
Or Rich is a Triple Donnie. Cubby says, Mask of the Pouncing Lynx should be banned.
No.
Probably not.
In CC, it's fine. In Blitz, it is too much of your health total.
Blitz isn't a format. Rizel's Ghost. I hope I'm saying that right. There should be a Guardian that doesn't struggle as much to go wide. Lyeth should have been that Guardian that doesn't struggle to go wide.
Classes should have flaws.
Also, Guardians can just play Spinal Crush. 11 Baubles.
Their version of go wide is go tall with these auras and setup that Lyeth has had.
Yeah. Lyeth go tall. Mask is a bit of a long-term design issue.
I understand it as a long-term design issue, and if it gets banned because they want to print a certain 2-block card, that's fine, but we already have Lava Burst as a card, and we had Tiger Swipe as a card, and we've had Salt the Wound as a card.
Salt the Wound, Tenacity.
I think after the Art of War bans, or after Art of War has been banned and the book bans, I'm not as worried about Pouncing Lynx as I was before. just because as long as their game philosophy stays consistent, Pouncing Links
Blossom
is a
of
sideboard
Spring?
piece, and
That's 2 power.
Whirling Mist Blossom.
Whirling Mist Blossom.
Yeah. I am not as worried about Mask of Pouncing Links as I would have if Art of War was still legal and they said ban Mask of Pouncing Links. I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Whirling Mist Blossom is probably the most egregious card to be able to go get. Like, if your opponent has no way to block anything else, and you go fetch this attack that draws 2 cards, that is the most egregious thing you can get, and it's not a problem.
Currently, yes.
In my opinion. 11 Baubles. Wizards should not have AB on the equipment that they are already going to use.
They're wizards, and that's a class identity bit. I think it's fine. I think it's fine that the Wizards have the things to deal with Wizards.
Yeah.
Because it makes those matchups significantly more interesting than any of their other matchups. It honestly makes those matchups trivial if they don't have AB in their kit somewhere.
It becomes a coin flip, kind of.
It becomes uninteractive.
Yes.
Because Alluvian Constellas by itself actually makes for a lot of choices in those games that you will never make in another matchup ever. I have never targeted myself with more arcane than in the Wizard Mirror.
Yes, and I think that's really cool.
I love it.
Red says LL is a balanced, diverse, and fun format.
No, I don't think so.
Crazy Brew. Though LSS does a fantastic job with organized play, the Dense World Tour calendar creates a monopoly on high-level events and prevents meaningful grassroots tournament scenes to exist.
Mostly disagree, but also, I guess if the problem is like cost of entry to these events, because like callings are $75 plus, battle hardens are $50. Like, I understand if that's their concern, but also I don't think it stops them from actually stops people from running events. There's not so many events that there's a calling in the US every week.
Mm-hmm. I also think it's like fine if LSS are doing most of the events, especially if they're being done well.
That's the asterisk.
Yeah, right? Like
they have to be reasonable. I don't know that the price point is super reasonable.
And if they're not reasonable, then it's like that's room for the grassroots to pop up. Right?
Yes.
So like
Yes.
It self-corrects.
If there's a calling on the East Coast of the US and you want to run an AGE on the West Coast the same weekend,
actually,
go for it. Your coverage might suffer.
Technically a sponsor, but Green Tree Esports is doing an event on the 1st and 2nd. Part of it is going to be an LL event that's $2.5K. It's just it's basically a battle hardened.
And there's a CC
10K. 2 days,
which is
CC
a calling.
10K. Yeah, it's great. And you should go if you're in the area and have the ability to do so.
AGE is running their whole circuit on the West Coast.
Like if you're thinking about in like a 2-month bracket to go to a battle hardened on the East Coast or to go to that LL event, which is just a 1-day event, it might be better to go to the LL event. So in that sense, it just kind of fixes itself.
I think the LSS schedule does not inherently push grassroots out. Mm-hmm. I think it will make some organizers cautious because people are used to used to LSS being the only set of events. But I think we're starting to expand on that because AG is doing stuff, Green Tree's doing more stuff, and then there's another group doing more stuff that I don't remember the name of recently. And I know Invasion has also been doing their own thing in Canada. I was
about to say, there's actually a couple of like out of the US things that are going on that are pretty good.
Yeah.
Nora says there should be a competitively viable Ranger in Classic Construction and LL in 2026.
Should? Sure. Like you said.
Fables should either be banned or reprinted. Hannah.
Yep.
We agree. Gunter 9. Board state heroes are bad for the game.
No.
I think it's
not inherently.
I think it's and then I don't know how to say it. Someone responded with Arcane and board state is bad for the game. And whoever said that, I think is the person playing Valda on Talishar right now.
who has no assassin, no whatever,
No
no
ice,
wizard,
no
no
arcane,
illusionist,
no
no
illusionist.
ice, no that's that person.
I want to play value into value and pretend it's Welcome to Wraith 2019. I don't know. I think a healthy triangle in Flesh and Blood is value board state disruption. And when you don't have, or when I say board state, I kind of mean, I'm going to say combo, and I consider board state a kind of combo.
Some sort of long-term setup.
Yeah. And so in that sense, I think that triangle is very healthy, and it's a whole corner of it. No way. Okay, Charlie.
Yeah.
I think the Talishar Vault has shifted to Toughnet. That's so funny and
That's
so fitting.
So great.
Melty CG. More ways to force your opponent to shuffle should be implemented into the game. I'm 50% serious.
I'm okay with that. I don't care.
Am not. I hate that idea. The fact that you make your opponent shuffle their deck is so detrimental. I think it should be on par with like a Majestic level ability. Like I mean,
it's only on a Fabled right now.
I mean, like,
no, it's on some Majestics for on hits.
Yeah.
But for an uninteractive, it is only on a Fabled, I think.
Yeah. I think it massively messes with the core of the game being pitch stack, and I want it to be very rare personally. I think I'm okay with it, but I don't know. Damien, generics are a mistake.
No.
I think you have to have them for draft formats at the least when you start building the game for the first place.
At the very least, yes, but I think, again, we can't have a format at the moment that is without generics.
Captain Crunch, Vincent Simp. Ninja players are so bad they need a card. Ninja players are so bad they need they card. They have the proper order to play written on their card.
They need to have the proper order to play their cards written on their card.
That's not a hot take. I've seen the Ninja players. Zarius, if Warrior is a class centered around swinging weapons, they should have the best weapons in the game. I feel like Assassin and Guardian have better weapons.
Assassin, no. Weapons. Guardian, maybe. Guardian does have very good weapons.
Assassin weapons are good. They are not great. They're
not better than Warrior weapons.
They're not better than Warrior weapons.
They are not.
Especially on a value sense, but even like some of the best scenarios, like
especially
Spiders
on a value sense.
Yeah, like Spiders by CNC is cool, but that doesn't make it a broken weapon.
Beckoning Mistblade is probably the best weapon Assassin has got.
Beckoning Mistblade is insane.
It's a very good weapon.
Kind of insane.
Sure, but you also have to work for that.
Yeah. That's not an inherent weapon. Andrew asks, non-talented set and heroes are good for the game, and they should be put in as regularly as talented ones. I think we're in a position where you have to have a set. You have to have a set where the heroes are all meshed together, and oftentimes that's talents. Elaine says scabskin leathers should be banned in all formats. Being able to consistently roll sixes is a sleight of hand skill that can be learned and trained.
I think you need to play with different people. Like just have them properly randomize it. Figure something out. Have a judge roll. I don't know.
They followed up with it's difficult to roll a 6 100% of the time, but someone who's reasonably good can avoid rolling ones. Alternative is to require people to use a dice bubble, like in the game Trouble.
You have some issues. Either you got some cheats at your store.
I'm so sorry.
Or you need to relax. If you've had some cheats at your store, I'm really sorry.
Salone says LL is the best format for new players to start.
Nope.
I think nope, because there's a lot of gotchas in that format. Philly
Charlie,
Row,
thank you.
Yeah. Brute is the best weapon in the game. 2 resource for 4 with potentially more.
Two-handed, sir.
Two-handed.
That is a two-handed weapon.
True.
3 for 4, one-handed is better.
Oh, true.
On hit frost.
Oh, yeah, that one's so much better. Yeah, the best weapon in the game is Winter's Wail. I don't think...
it's Luminaris, but...
Luminaris, Winter Whale, Zephyr Needles, there's a lot of good ones.
Rosetta Thorn.
Is that a thorn? Okay, Philly Row, agility and quicken tokens should cost more than vigor, seismic surge, might, and courage. Action points are more important and need to be treated as such. I think they kind of are. I think they kind of are, and I think one way that LSS has positioned them in the past is they're like in heavy hitters limited. They're like getting multiple mights is based. Getting multiple vigors is interesting because sometimes they don't matter, and sometimes they don't matter if you get too few. Getting multiple quicken tokens agility tokens don't matter.
Yep.
So
sure. I understand that.
If they popped one at a time, they'd be broken.
Oh, for sure. I think the comparison they're making is Clash of Agility and Clash of Might are not the same power level.
Sorry, you keep talking. I just now read that Clark sent a message. I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So like if you clash for agility and you're a brute, or you clash for might and you're a guardian, like the outcomes of those are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Where earning an agility off that is not the same as earning a might off that in terms of value. So like I think that's a comparison they're making, but also I think it results mostly in different play patterns with the way they made windups and clashes.
Yeah.
So I'm not like super worried about it. And I think in heavy hitters, they were very deliberate about which tokens they gave to which heroes. Yeah. I think it was totally fine the way they did it.
Do you think the agility tokens and quicken tokens are too much in the more recent set? Because there's more that came out in Super Slam.
Yeah, Super Slam, they kind of shifted everything around a little bit when they added toughness in as well. I think it's generally okay still.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Giving vigor to brute is a little spooky.
We'll see how it goes.
In all honesty.
Free resources to the value class is kind of scary.
It's especially the class that's mostly based around 2 costs. You end up with some really weird stuff happening.
They even have some nasty 1 cost stuff. Like you have 1 vigor token and you play
Savage Feast with a rum.
With a rum. Oh, I didn't even think of that. You've thought 1 step ahead. Oh gosh, that's gross. Yeah, you have 2 onboard tokens that turn a 2-card hand into insanity.
It's a 1-card 6 for you doing normal stuff now.
So gross. Yes. And it's not a majestic. It's a rare. From Welcome to Wraith of all sets.
With Go Again.
Do you know how many times I've Snapdragon Scalers a Savage Feet in Draft Feast?
A lot in Draft. 1-card swing big is so good. Oh yeah, Tunic plus Vigor token. We played some RKO. Don't worry.
Oh, it's gross.
We're there.
It's gross.
It's so much fun. That deck is so much fun.
That deck is so good. Michelle, there are too many bans.
Disagree. I think it's probably for where they want CC to be relative to LL, it's in a good spot.
I think it's in a good spot, or maybe they could technically afford to ban more, maybe. But if your statement comes from
there is not too many.
If the statement comes from it's too much to keep track of, I don't think we're there yet.
Nope.
Also,
I don't think so.
One thing I've noticed, and this is on me for not thinking about this sooner, but when it comes to a lot of the cards that got banned and put on the banned list, they kind of just disappear out of the zeitgeist mindset, right?
You just stop thinking about ball lightning.
I told somebody what Drone of Brutality does recently. I brought up Corrigan earlier. He's played the game for 2 or 3 weeks now, and I told him about Drone of Brutality, and he was like, that card's crazy. How do I get it? And I'm like, the reason I'm telling you about this now is because no one's ever going to tell you about it. It's banned.
It's been banned.
And it's interesting. I didn't realize this, but when cards get banned like this and they stay perma-banned, they just kind of disappear. And it feels like the ban list is shorter for that reason.
Yes. Mentally, the ban list is actually not that big because it's Belittle's just been gone, even though Lyeth would love Belittle.
Belittle,
you just don't even think about it.
Plunder Run, Drone, these cards, you don't even think about them anymore.
Ball Lightning.
I think
you didn't even think about it.
A year from now, we're going to be that way about all the books. That's just going to be out of the mindset.
We almost are already.
Wait, when were they banned?
Over a year ago.
What the frick? Okay, so maybe another year for me. There's still a bit in the back of my head.
I like don't even like register them.
Yeah.
Because like we went to play LL in Singapore, and it's like Gravy went Gold Kiss Rum Toma Fiendal, and I'm like, oh no.
That's so gross.
And then he went Mage Master Boots Toma Fiendal from Arsenal, and I'm like, oh no.
It reminds me
and
of...
then he went Cash In, Sack of Gold.
This is all on the same turn?
Yeah.
What the frick? It reminds me of like when Eloquence was announced, and people were like, Eloquence Tome. That's funny.
Everyone lost their mind, and then it wasn't available to anyone except Shiana and Vincent.
Yes. It was...
And it did nothing.
It did nothing. Gunter 9, Winter Whale needs to be unbanned. So I think that's the show, and I think I think it's very... I think this was a little bit different, but not too off topic for us on this show. And I would like to get in callers next week. Clark made a good take that I'm not going to bring up because we'll probably just bring it up next week if we have the space for it.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything we didn't go over well enough? Any hot takes that you want me to talk about next week or something? I think there was a hot take or two you gave me that you want to talk about later, but not right now.
Maybe that I don't want to talk about on the show.
Oh, sure, probably. He wants Winter Whale unbanned. Remember to go check out our merch at the tablepit-shop.fourthworld.com, where you can get shirts to say things like, not this one, but I'm going to show you what it is. It's a cat on a forklift, and it says, Forklift certified. I wore this to work today, where we have a semi-strict uniform policy that I'm breaking, and no one cared, and it was great. And if you want to help make this... Wait, actually, what is the shirt that we have?
Spectre will continue until morale improves.
That's your go-to one. Do we have anything else that more recently...
Nobody said anything about Spectra.
No one said anything about Spectra. What is this? Oh, we have a hoodie and a shirt that says attack and block and react and misplay and cry.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that one. Oh. We have officially, I got to work with, I got to borrow Diana's shirt design. So we have the Remember to D Chi shirt in the shop now. And then we also have a water bottle that says in Comic Sans, Sip Sip. For starts in play, stays in play.
It's Comic Sans?
In Comic Sans. Well, actually, it's not Comic Sans. I wrote my own. Because Sip Sip is repeating letters, and I don't like it when a font has repeating letters, and it's supposed to be a handwritten font, but they look exactly... I did my own Comic Sans impression that is legally distinct, and that's in the shop, and it looks awesome. You should go check those out. Also, if you want to help make this stream look nicer and help us get supplies for our project videos, you can support us at patreon.com/thetablebit. The next thing on my list is to buy Wyatt a light to shine on his face when he is streaming, because he is he's hiding in the shadows. Kevin, do you have any shout outs?
No, I think I'm good.
When's your next video? What's your next video?
I don't know. I've been a little slow on it.
Sure.
I have one that I have scripted out, but I need to make the thing for it, the presentation for it.
You don't have anything for the upcoming ProQuest meta kind of video, or no? Okay.
I'm not big on doing that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I prefer my stuff to be a little more evergreen, I guess, would be the way I would put it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Which is weird because as soon as Prism LLs, all of my stuff is basically irrelevant.
True.
Sort of.
Well, I think you just transition it to LL Prism, I guess.
I convert it to LL stuff. How to win your local ProQuest on Prism. This might not be the meta for that.
You ask all your locals and your locals within a 3-hour radius of you if what hero they're registering and if it's KO. Armed and Dangerous.
I was going to say something and I shouldn't say it in front of the head judge.
You can say it in front of the head judge after the show ends, right?
After the show? Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We do this every Thursday. We also have No Blocks, a Chill Talistar stream where we do and don't block Saturday mornings at 9. After that, we have the design table.
Except not this Saturday.
Except not this Saturday because events.
PQs are starting.
PQs are starting, yes. So then the schedule might be funky. After that, we have the design table, which is a chill fab themed art show at 1 p.m. inconsistently on Saturdays. Also because I think they're moving around, and so that might change the schedule. Next week we'll have a guest on. Taylor Crawford is on the docket.
Excellent.
This is my public, you have to show up now. Taylor. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.